everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Mademoiselle Lena, and you can find me online at www.conjureknits.com. Today, we are here to do the Virgo weekly forecast for March the 6th through the 12th, 2022. We are going to be using a Geomantic shield spread. I love doing geomancy readings. This is probably, honestly, my favorite way to do divination. You have all 12 houses, it gives so much information. If you would like to purchase a reading that is more detailed and more personal one for yourself, you can do so by clicking the link in the description box below. All right, let's go ahead and jump right in. We are going to start with the mothers. All right, Spirit. Virgo for March the 6th through the 12th, Spirit. Virgo for March the 6th through the 12th. Okay. It does take a few minutes to get all of the figures into the chart here. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll cut to commercial, and then we'll come back and do our reading.
Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Mademoiselle Lena, and you can find me online at www.conjureknits.com. I would like to say thank you for viewing my video, and if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and click on the little bell so that you'll receive notifications of when I go live or upload new videos. I do try to stay pretty busy here on my channel. I do all 12 zodiac signs for the monthly tarot scopes. On Sundays, we have Conjure Crew with myself, Mambo Tanya, and the Black Bonnet Witch. On Mondays, I upload the weekly forecast. Every day, I do a card of the day reveal. On Wednesdays, we have the virtual book club. We are currently reading the Sword of Truth series by Terry Goodkind. It has been so much fun following Richard and Kaylin on their adventures, so you are definitely going to want to join us for that. I also pop on from time to time and do free readings, so make sure you get my notifications by clicking that little bell. Oh, and by the way, did you know that you can get your monthly tarot scope up to 2 weeks before the general public? Oh yes, check out my Patreon for details. I will drop a link in the description box below. Alright, I feel that I have rambled on long enough. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get back to the video.
Oh, welcome back. I am just about to finish up here. Give me just 1 second. And I do apologize if you hear my neighbor's dogs in the background. Dogs drive me crazy. I mean, I have my own dogs, but he leaves those dogs outside all the time. It just kind of irks me. All right, so let's jump right into our reading. All right, here in house number 1. House number 1 is usually about you, the Quirin, how you're feeling, how you're doing, what's going on with you internally, However, since this is a weekly forecast, the first house is going to tell us how your week begins. Now, in this house, we have poor. Oops, sorry about that. We have poor. Okay, poor is a very masculine energy. It is about transformation. It's also about sudden change. So you may have at the beginning of the week a lot of stuff going on, and it feels like things are happening fast and very suddenly. And this is also a very forceful energy, a very passionate energy, if you will. But like I was saying, there's a lot of transformation going on here, a lot of changes going on. If we move over to our second house, which is our house of money, we have the dragon's head. Now, this is a very good thing here. The dragon's head, if you'll look, this looks like a doorway with footprints leading up to the door. This is about new beginnings, new possibilities. With this being in your house of money, this is telling me that you have money coming in from new sources. It also could be saying for some of you, because we're going to have 1 million viewers on this video and not everybody is going to be exactly the same. So for some of you, it may be telling you that you're going to be doing a new side hustle. There's new ways out there coming for you to gain more money flow. You could do Uber, you could start doing tarot readings, whatever the case may be. It's like a side gig, something that's new. If you are wanting to start a new business, this week would be a really great time to do that, because you've got all kinds of new possibilities here. It could be your income tax coming in. But I'm not seeing. I think that if it was more the income tax, it would be a different figure, because this is not something that just comes in and goes away. It can be temporary, but there's another figure that acts completely different than this one. This is new possibilities, new beginnings. So the money looks good. You got new ways of bringing money in. So that's always good. We always want our money to grow. All right. So we're going to keep moving. We're going to go over here to house number 3. House number 3 is about your immediate surroundings. It is travel within 200 miles. It's your sibling. It's your neighbors. It's the people who surround you. And Virgo, you have a lot of people around you. This figure here is called populace. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It is a populace of people. You have a lot of people around you giving you advice, telling you what you should and should not do. And that's all good, because they're not trying to be spiteful. They're actually really just trying to be helpful. But it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. I want to remind you that populace is ruled by the moon. And so that is saying, go ahead, listen to what others have to say, because it's kind of rude not to. But listen to what others say. Take in their advice. Once you have all the information, use your own intuition. Okay? You're the one that needs to make your own decisions about things that are going on around you, especially in your own backyard. Okay? Take some time, quiet reflection. Just, you're going to need some me time as well, because this is a lot. You got a lot of people in your ear trying to tell you what to do. It's like a lot of times you respond to energies outside of yourself. And that's why I meant just take some me time, have some quiet reflection, use your own intuition, make your own decisions. Okay? We're moving over to house number 4. This is the house, well, for some of you, it could be about, it could be about your father, depending on what your question was. Everyone, comes to this video and they have a question in mind and they're seeking an answer to that question. They're hoping that they find it in this video. For some of you, it may be about your father. This would be the house, if it is about your father, to look to. Now, in this particular house, we have Letitia. And Letitia is, it looks like an upwards pointing arrow. That is, your spirits are being lifted. There's joy, there's balance, there's happiness of every kind. It's abundance, it's growing. Like I was saying, your spirits are being lifted, expectations are being lifted. You've got this whole upward movement going on here. This could also be about the city you live in, the house you live in, the building you live in. If you've been thinking about moving, those thoughts have really, you're getting more serious about that. Those thoughts are being elevated. So it's really about joy and elevation. Okay, moving on to house number 5. This is the house of crops, child, and pleasure. Now, with crops, because this is a very ancient system. This system is old as dirt, literally. When people first started doing geomancy readings, they would literally tap dots in the dirt, and that's the way that they would get their readings done. Crops, so that was very relevant back in the day. But crops in this day and age, that's planting a seed, watering that seed, making sure it gets sunshine, nurturing it, loving it, talking to it, and watching it blossom and grow until we are able to harvest our crop. Whether that be an idea, whether that be a relationship, whether that be a business contract, manifesting, something that you've already started working on. You've already planted that seed. It could also be a house of children. We're talking even about seeds and children, fertility, pregnancy, and the house of pleasure. How's your sex life doing? Hey, have you been going out to any parties? Socializing with people. And in this house, we have Carcer, which it sounds exactly what it is. It sounds like incarcerated. You're feeling like you are in prison. You feel like you're bound up. You're stuck. You can't move. If you're trying to get pregnant, something is stuck. You might want to contact a doctor, make an appointment with a fertility doctor, see what's going on, because it's showing me here that something is stuck. Maybe your sex life isn't that great right now. You just kind of, it's, well, honestly, it's isolation as well. So some of you are by yourself, and that's why you're not getting pregnant or having sex. Just being honest, okay? But it's really a feeling of restriction and delay. So if you have planted some seeds and they're having a hard time growing, it's just a delay. Okay, it can be worked out. If it's, you're looking for a child, you're wanting to be fertile, to get pregnant, you need to consult a doctor, get a doctor's opinion on what's going on, because something has you blocked. Your house of pleasure, partying, having romantic encounters with people, well, it says that you're isolated right now. So it's just kind of restricted in that area. And that's okay, because this reading is only for 1 week. You know what I mean? We can work it out. Or rub it out, whatever you got to do. All right, let's keep going. House number 6. This is the house of people, pets, and illness. And in this house, we have Fortuna Minor. Fortuna Minor is success, but it is success that comes in really fast but doesn't stay long. It's not stable. It's like outer success. You get it from someone else. Okay, so that means that you may meet someone through someone else, but it's just more like instead of a friendship, it would be an associate. It's someone you know, but maybe someone comes into town for spring break, whatever, you meet them, they're your friend, and then they go back home. As far as illnesses, if someone does get sick, it's something that's going to hit you fast, but it's going to go away. Okay. So we do not want illnesses to stick. Also with pets, you may be fostering a pet, a pet that comes in but then gets adopted by someone else. That's a really nice thing to do too. If you are wanting to do some kind of community work, there is an overabundance of pets that need foster homes. It is a commitment. You do have to take care of it, feed it and love it and take care of it and take it to the vet. Usually the shelter that you are fostering for will pay for the vet bills. And if you need help with dog food or cat food or whatever, they'll usually help you with that as well. So if you're wanting to do some kind of charity work, really consider fostering an animal until it's able to be adopted. Give it a home, get it out of that shelter, because those shelters are very scary for those animals. I don't know why I'm talking about that. Spirit obviously wants some of you guys to know that. Okay, let's keep going. House number 7. I like to call this the house of romance. It is more than just romance, though. It is about partners. It is about contracts as well. So if you have a business contract or whatever kind of a house contract, any type of contract, any type of coming together, it is intense human relationships. It can be about a spouse, a lover, all love and marriage. It could also be about competition. With contracts, sometimes you have to bid on those things. And here you have Rubius. Now, Rubius to me looks like a wine glass that's poured upside down. It is a passion, it is pleasure, it is fierceness, but it can be violent as well. With the house being turned upside down, it's like you've already poured all of your energy into that, and it's almost transformative. It's no longer in the cup, it's poured out. So you've got a lot of transformation going on here too. I do want to also mention that Rubius is ruled by Scorpio. It is very secretive, aggressive, and dangerous. So be careful in this house of partnerships and contracts. All right, let's keep going. House number 8. This is the house of death, ghost, magic, and cycles. Of course, we know what death is. We know what ghosts are. Ghosts can actually also be your ancestors. Magic, this is magic workings that you personally do. And cycles is like there is a book of life, and a book has different chapters. Sometimes you have to close one chapter or end one chapter before you can begin a next chapter to continue on your journey of life. Those chapters are cycles. It's like different cycles in your life. And here you also have Fortuna Major. You've got some, it's really talking about the ancestors to me. All right. So this is success. It's help. But it comes and goes fast. So really, my advice to you would be to really pay more attention to your ancestors. That is also going to help you in your magic and your cycles. Take care of your altar, your ancestor altar. If you don't have one, go ahead, set it up. All you need is a glass of water and a white candle. Okay? That's all you need. but start talking to your ancestors, build that relationship. Yes, with Fortuna Minor, it kind of reminds me, oh, Jesus, please help me. And that's the only time you pray. All right. So don't just go to your ancestors when you're needing help. Of course, they're going to be here. They are there. Okay, but build a relationship. So we want to really stabilize this here. We really want this to be more stable. We don't want it to be yeah, just do this, just do that. Okay? I feel like that's the message for that house. All right, going over to house number 9. And in this house, this is the house of journeys over 200 miles. It's also the house of spirituality and divination. And in this house, we have Amicio. Now, Amicio is about loss. So it may not be time to travel long distances, maybe just not this week, not saying not ever, but maybe just not this week. Amicio is also a loss that happens suddenly. It's very stubborn and possessive, this loss is. So, in the house of spirituality, a loss. Okay. I just want you guys to know that this is the house of travel. Spirituality could be a conversion, could be an initiation into a house as you start studying a new spiritual thing. You may be changing your religion or looking at a new religion. You may be thinking about taking a divination class or doing divination, and right now, this particular week, it just seems kind of like it just doesn't go your way. And it's really probably not a good time to do travel over 200 miles, at least not this week. Okay, so these things look like they're going to just hold off on this for a bit for this week. All right, over here in our house number 10, this is the house for questions about your mother. This is also the house of career and reputation. And once again, we have Letitia. This is that upwards movement here, that upwards motion, that lifting of spirits and expectations, that it's real joy and balance. It's an ascent, elevation. So things are really looking up in the house of your career and in your house of reputation. That looks really good, to be honest. All right, let's keep going. We're over here with house number 11. And this is the house of friends, help from friends, hopes and wishes, and that unspoken question. And remember how I was talking about there's going to be a million different people watch this video, and they all come here with their own question, and they're seeking the answer to that question. If that question has not already been answered in another house, this is your answer for that question. Okay, and in this one, in this house, we have acquisitio. Acquisitio is very good. This is basically about gain. It's about success, profit and gain. What you want is within your grasp. So whatever that question is, it is very attainable, especially this week. Make sure that you're doing your vision boards for your hopes and wishes, because this week is a good time to manifest. It also, you could be getting new friends, or you could be receiving some help from friends. Things come easily this week in this particular house. So this is very, very good. So the answer to your unspoken question is yes. This is a good week to manifest that. Whatever that may be. All right, now we're moving over to house number 12. This is the house of restrictions, debt, secrets. Now with secrets, I include rumors in that as well. Okay, and once again, You have Letitia, that's that upwards movement. Now over here, it was a very good thing, right? But now we're talking about the house of debt. So be careful with your money. Try to make a budget. Don't overspend because it does look like your debt rises this week. Could also, though, it doesn't necessarily have to be your debt and your restrictions. Restrictions could also be taboos. Secrets and rumors are growing. So just be aware of all of those things. But yeah, definitely I would still budget my money, watch what I spend, things like that this week because it does say that your debt is rising. So I don't, if you're planning a vacation, maybe for a spring break or whatever the case may be, it shows your debt rising. So you may be using your credit cards to take that trip or whatever. Just be careful. Be careful. Keep your eye on that. Don't try not to overspend. I'm not going to tell you don't overspend because I'm a Leo. Okay, I have no room to talk in that area. But just try to keep everything in check and on budget. All right. So down here, if we were doing a personalized reading, basically what I have gone through, geomancy reading is basically set up like a courtroom. We have gone through 12 houses. This would be the 12 jurors. Then you would get down here, you would have a first witness, a second witness, and the judge. You would also have the judge's answer and the effect of the ruling, and then how it affected you and your particular question. However, since this is a weekly forecast, we are going to use it in this sense. Here you have the past. It doesn't say it here, but this is the present. And this is the future. Okay, so in the past, you have Albus. This is very good. This is like that white light at the end of the tunnel. It is very pure. It's very bright. It's very warm. It's very inviting. It's very comfortable. It's peace, wisdom, purity. Um, you know, quiet progress. In the past, things have been, you know, just comfortable. It feels very comfortable with this Albus here. It's like your cup is full. And so, things have been pretty peaceful. At the present time, we have Via. Now, if you will notice, I have some that have one dot and some that have a line. Traditionally, the line would be 2 dots. It's easier for me to draw a line when I'm making my chart. It helps me figure things out faster. But it's 1 dot and 2 dots. 1 dot is active energy. 2 dots is passive energy. And you will notice here in Via, and these are the 4 elements. Each figure is made up of the 4 elements. You have fire, you have air, you have water, and you have earth. And you will see here in Via that all of those elements are active. This is like electricity. You know how, like, if you're outside and you're standing near power lines, you can hear that little crackle. And that's really what Via reminds me of, because it's like a constant flow of energy and it's just crackling and it's constantly changing. It's like changing all forms because all elements here are present and active. So you've got a lot of energy going on, a lot of change happening right now. Roll with the flow, baby. Do the best you can. In the future, and this is if you do not do anything to change any of the houses in this reading, you just let things flow, let it happen the way it is. In the future, you have Pur. Now, Pur is that masculine energy. It's a very passionate energy. It's very forceful. It's seeking. It is sudden change. It's transformation, very transformative here. If this is not the outcome that you want, you need to go back into the reading and figure out what house it is that you need to change so that you can change your future outcome. Everyone has free will. You do not have to settle for this for your reading, for your outcome. You can change anything. That's the whole point of getting a reading, is to know what's going to happen if you don't do anything about it. But you and you alone have the power to manifest, to change your life and get it going in the direction that you want it to go in. You don't have to settle for this. This is a good reading, don't get me wrong. But it may not be the reading for everyone. And for those of you who it's just not the reading for, you have all the information here. You have all the different houses, the different elements, what's going on in each particular one. What area do you need to change? Because if you want a different outcome, you're going to have to put in the effort and change something. All right. I hope that this reading has helped you and that it will help lead you and guide you throughout the week. If it has helped you, please feel free to share this video. Sharing is caring. I hope you all have a very beautiful and amazing week. Love you bunches. Bye-bye.